Good day. Today our topic is Unbalanced Transportation Model by Northwest Corner Method. Myself, Dr. B. Suresh Kumar, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Here I have one question. That question is, what is mean by Unbalanced Transportation Model? Let's see. Here the problem is, solve the following transportation problem, minimize the total cost of transportation. In this problem, there are 3 origins and 5 distribution centers are available. With this data, the demand and the supply also provided. With respect to 3 origin, there are 3 supplies which are 40, 70 and 90 are available with the problem data. And the demands are 30 from distribution center 1, 40 from distribution center 2. Likewise, 60, 40, 60 are given with respect to 3, 4 and 5th distribution centers. Likewise, the data are available with the problem. The first step, I have to evaluate the total supply. For the reason, I sum the total supply available with the problem data. In this problem, there are 3 supply data are available, which are 40, 70 and 90. So that I sum up all the 3 data with each other, I can get 200. And also, I can calculate the total demand from the given data, which are 30 plus 40 plus 60 plus 40 plus 60. From this sum, I can get 230. Here, all the problems, all the transportation model, we should make equality with the demand and the supply. So here I ensure with the demand and the supply are equal or not. Let's see, the total supply is 200, total demand is 230. So that the total supply does not is equal to total demand available with this problem. So that 200 does not is equal to 230. Likewise, I got. So this problem is called as unbalanced transportation model, which is the definition for unbalanced transportation model. So what can we do with this unbalanced transportation model, and how can we solve these kind of unbalanced transportation model? Let's see. For this kind of unbalanced problem, which demand or supply are having the lack of data or lack of cost or time. Here you see the total supply is 200, total demand is 230. So the total supply is less than total demand. So I have to introduce the term with the total supply, which means I can add 30 as the cost with the 200, which from this I can get 230 with the total supply. Then another question, how can I add? Yes, for the reason I can insert a row with the supply cost of 30. Here you see, in origin I have introduced another origin, and also I introduce another row which does not consumes any cost, so that I can introduce 0 0 0 0. But in total supply, which means supply, I can introduce 30 cost. Okay, while likewise I now the 40 plus 70 90 and 30 I can get 230. Similarly, in demand also I can get 230. So I convert this unbalanced problem to balanced problem. Likewise, I can add the cost with the available supply. Likewise, you may create the or change your problem with the balanced problem from unbalanced problem. Then, as usual method, I followed to solve the problem with the northwest corner method. How can I solve? Start with the cell in upper left corner, which is the rule here. Which is the cell in upper left corner? There is 1 1, which is 20 is the cell which is start from the upper left corner, which has the supply of 40 and also which has the demand of 30. How can I allocate? Let's see. Here the minimum value is 30, so that I allocate 30 with this upper left corner cell. After that, the 30 gets demand 0 is solved. After that, in supply there is 10 balance available. So that what is the next step? I allocate, how can I allocate this 10, or how can I to perform the next step? Yes, I compare here 40 and supply there is 10 available. How can I allocate? I just slightly move to one cell right hand side. In that I allocate the minimum cost on that respective cell as a 10. After that the 10 is 0, converted into 0. After that the 40 minus 10 I can get 30. Likewise I can allocate and subtract with the supply and demand with respect to allocated value. Here after that the next in supply there is 70 and in demand there is 30. Which one is minimum? 30 is the minimum, so that I can allocate with respect to next cell. The next cell means here I can't move to right hand side because already supply has a type, so that I can move to one cell down. Here the demand has 30, so that I compare 30 and 70 with each other. The 30 is minimum, so that I can allocate with the respective cell as a 30. So the 30 is converted into 0. The demand gets 0 for this allotment. After that the 70, what happens with the 70? I can subtract the 30 allotted element 30 with that 70, I can get 40. After that the next step, automatically I move to right hand side. I compare 60 and 40. So 40 is the minimum, so that I allocate 40 with the respective cell. After that 60 minus 40 is equal to 20, and then I can compare another values with each other, so that 20 I allocate 20. Here also 20 is converted into 0. After that the right hand side I can supply available. In that 90 minus 20 is equal to 70. Likewise I can get. After that I compare 40 and 70 with each other, so minimum is 40, so that I can allocate the respective cell as a 40 as a element. So in demand 40 gets 0. After that in already in supply there is 70 available. I subtract this allotted 40 into available 70. 70 minus 40 is equal to 30. Likewise I got. After that I compare 60 and 30 with each other. 30 is the minimum, so that I can allocate the right hand side of the previous cell. So I can allocate 30 with that. Here the supply 30 is getting 0. After that I can subtract with the available demand. 60 minus 30 is equal to 30. Likewise I can get. After that I compare those 30 with each other. Both are same value, so that I easily allocate the 30 with the respective cell. After that in demand 30 gets 0, and also supply the 30 gets 0. Likewise we can balance supply and demand with each other with the unbalanced transportation model. Finally, how can we get the minimized cost? Yes, you can see solution transportation cost. These are all the allocated table, which is meant by allocated table 1 2 and 2 2 and 2 in column, third in row, and third in row and third column there is 20. Likewise we can allotted the elements, maximum feasible elements with respect to cell. Now we can solve the allotted cell with the unbalanced transportation model. Likewise here you see allotted value is 30, in tabular column value is 20, so that 30 into 20 plus 10 into 25 plus 30 into 21 plus 40 into 22 plus 20 into 20 plus 40 into 18 plus 30 into 19 plus 30 into 0. From this I can get a transportation cost of rupees 4050, which is the procedure we should follow for solve the unbalanced transportation model. So we can introduce new row with the cost of the unbalanced value, which is 30. Okay, this is the procedure to solve the problem with the unbalanced transportation model. Likewise we can solve the problem with the least cost method and Vogel's approximation method also. Thank you all.